Cool. All right, let's kick this call off. So you guys, it is Monday, August 9th, and we are going to be talking about how to get out of a funk and back to the basics. So like I kind of said earlier, if you're just kind of someone that is just in a weird mood, maybe it's been a little bit, maybe it's just kind of like a new thing. These are some tips that I really hope that I know they've helped me, that I really hope help you guys when it comes to just how to kind of like not stay still, not go backwards, and definitely just kind of get out of that and just move forward. So take notes. We're recording. I can send you guys this Canva. At the end of the day, I want you guys to really get something out of it. So do whatever you have to do. So I wrote tips for getting out of a funk and back to feeling like you. So first things first, before we even start, I want you guys to ask yourself, are you doing the same thing over and over and over and expecting different results? Because that is a huge part of our problem as coaches, is we just get so into a routine that we just do the same thing over and over and over, and nothing different happens, right? So I want you to go back to a time when you felt you had traction and momentum. So right now, like, I want you to visualize that. Like, what were you doing then that you're not doing now? How did you feel as a person? How was your energy? What did your like family look like? What did your household look like? I wrote, are you stuck in a rut because your routine is in a rut? You know what I'm saying? A little background about me is we just moved from, I say just, it's been actually 2 months now, from Boston to Massachusetts. And since Boston to Cali. And since I've moved, I have just been like, I don't know. I'm like, oh, my business and this and my attitude. And I just keep blaming it on the fact that we moved from Boston to California. And my husband, bless his heart, was like, dude, our move has nothing to do with your business. Like, you've kept the same coaches, you've kept the team, you've kept everything. And I'm like, you're so right. So I don't know what my problem is. And so last night, my 4.5-year-old, bless her heart, was like, because I said something about missing our house. And she was like, Mommy, but you still have all your coach friends and your customers. Like, wasn't even talking about Beachbody. I'm like, you're so right. Okay. So, but it's true. Like, just go back to a time where you just felt that like energy and momentum, you guys. What was your highest month in Success Club? What were you doing then that you're not doing now, right? When you rank advanced, what did you do to hit that goal in your business, to hit that rank advance that you're not doing now? So those are all things that I am right there with you. We have to ask ourselves, like, what were you doing? I want you to think to that 1 month that you just freaking crushed it, right? You were SC, maybe the first time you hit Success Club, maybe you hit Diamond, maybe you hit Star Diamond, maybe you just blew up out of the water and went from, you know, all 2, 5, 10, 15 Star Diamond, whatever you were doing. What were you doing then that you are no longer doing now? And I can even say that, like, I know there's things I'm not doing now. Like, I know I've stopped recruiting. I know I've stopped doing different things. I can admit that. So I want you guys to admit that too, because as we go into this call, you were doing something right then that you're not doing anymore. So we have to go back to what we were doing to really get ourselves back into that like momentum and that energy again. Okay. So tip number 1, I wrote, change up your morning or night routine. So I wrote, getting up before the house, especially with my life right now, is an absolute game changer. You guys, do not check your phone. I know it's hard. I know we all do it. I know we roll over and we're like, oh, I'm already in bed, I might as well just scroll. Do not do that anymore. If you're someone that does that, you have to stop doing that, because you have to protect your peace. And this is all from Trent Shelton. It's not mine. I wish it was. But he even talks about how you cannot let the world, the cancellation of a coach, the 10th no of the day, the, I don't know, text of someone getting sick or passing away. You cannot let that dictate your day, right? You have to start your day off in your own mindset. You have to start your day off in, I mean, personal development, a cup of coffee, like, just start your day off and do not check your phone, because I'm guilty of it. We're all guilty of it. We like immediately jump on our phone. We start clearing our inbox. And what happened? Someone canceled. Someone said no. You got a mean message. Someone was rude to you. Someone left a nasty comment. Okay, well, then that also just translates to you. And in turn, now your whole day is messed up because you've decided to go on your phone. So what I'm going to tell you to do is, when you're changing up your morning routine, or we're getting tonight in a second, do not check your phone. Make a cup of coffee, have breakfast with your kids, do your personal development, and then check your phone. I've even tried to stop like boomeranging in the mornings. I was like, ooh, boomerang my coffee. And I'm like, this is ridiculous. Like, no one can, I mean, they care, but they don't really care. Like, it's the same collagen we've been drinking for 2 years. Like, stop the boomeranging and just be present with yourself and really get your mind right. And then when you're like, I can do this. I've done my affirmations. I've done my personal development. I'm ready to take on my business. I'm ready to handle my children. I'm ready to get my house up and go to school. So if that's something you're not doing, really start doing that. I wrote, if you're someone like me as well, I'm also someone that does this. If you stay up after the house goes to bed, do not disturb by 9 p.m. The end. My phone automatically goes on do not disturb. I'm done. It was really helpful when I was in the Eastern time zone. Now I'm in Pacific and I'm like, wait, like what's going on? Like I'm catching up. Whereas it doesn't matter, you guys. 9 o'clock, my husband and I both, it's like it goes on. My team also knows, like, depending if it's like an emergency, I'm not answering anyone anymore. That way, when I sit down to finish up and tie my like loose ends of the day, my back tracker, I'm not scrolling, I'm not answering people, I'm not getting sucked into something else. So I really challenge you guys to change up your morning or night routine, but really make sure that you are being intentional with your time. So that looks like not checking your phone in the morning, and that looks like at night, putting it on do not disturb. I promise you, you're not going to miss out on anything. And all of those messages can wait until the morning, right? So that's my tip number one. Tip number two is change up how you work. And I said, do you work in the same spot every single day? Move. That's the beauty of this business. Move. You don't have to sit in the same spot every single day. Do you go to Starbucks? Kitchen with natural light, buy a fun office chair, maybe some motivational decor, create an office. That's something I've been hearing lately. I really need to make an office. It's like, make something tiny. It doesn't have to be huge. We literally have a phone and a computer is what we use. I wrote Starbucks twice. Can you tell I like Starbucks? Change up your place of where you're working, you guys. It's all about that like energy around you too. If you're in like a dark room and you're trying to answer messages, that's just going to come off in your stuff. So I really challenge you. I've been doing this as well. In Boston, I had like this unreal office spot, again, blaming my husband in the military for us moving in my business. But now that I'm here, I'm like, no, I'm going to make the best of it. So I've like created an office. I have my team picture. I have all this stuff going on. I'm still in the process of it, but it makes me feel good. So if you're working in the same place and you're hunched over and you're like sitting there, move. I'm like really challenging you to move and go find a place that is going to just bring that energy and you're going to feel good about where you're working. And I don't know, I'm all about like the motivational decor, Target, anything, Hobby Lobby, go buy some stuff, tell your husband it's for your business and it's going to be okay. Okay, tip number three, I wrote change up your workout and focus on your nutrition. We are health and fitness coaches and we preach working out every day. It's one of our four vital behaviors, moving your body, getting your nutrition, but are you doing it? That's another thing, self-audit yourself on this call. Are you actually working out every day? Are you actually following a nutrition plan, right? I'm pregnant, so I'm not as much right now, but still I am working out. So I wrote, is it the workout program that you're doing? Is that's what, like, I've been there. I've done workout programs. I did MM100 when I was postpartum and I hated it. I don't know what my problem was. I hated it. I was annoyed. I couldn't do the firecracker burpees. I was like a C-section and I didn't like it. And that definitely came off in how I came across on my stories. When it was time to work out, I was like, oh, God, I do not want to work out. Switch it up. Here I am pregnant doing MM100 and I love it. It's like crazy to me. I'm like, I don't know why I love it so much. So it just wasn't the right time. And that's okay, you guys. I wrote, we have over 70 plus different workout programs to choose from. Not to mention, we also have live classes now. That should kind of like make you feel better. Find something that makes you happy. It doesn't matter if everyone on your team's doing 645, if everyone's doing Let's Get Up. If you're not happy, you have to take care of yourself and this is your business. That doesn't mean you don't have to talk about 645 or Let's Get Up or, you know, the live body. Still talk about it, but you don't have to do it if it's not filling your cup. This business is about taking care of ourselves, which is my favorite thing about coaching, because aside from being a mom and a wife and a friend, this is mine. Like, take care of yourself. So I even say, your vibe it's going to attract people. So like I said, if you're kind of like in that slump and you're like, ugh, I don't want to work out today, you're not going to be excited to talk about it versus you doing a workout program that you love. The first thing you're going to do is get on your story and talk about it. Oh my gosh, I just had this amazing workout. It was 26 minutes, like destroyed my arms, you guys. I feel so good, blah, blah, blah. And that's going to come off, right? You're being genuine. You're being authentic because you love what you're doing. Who's to say you can't relaunch an old program? Who's to say that you can't go and start 21-day fix real time up again? Who's to say you can't go and do 80-day obsession and get people to do it with you? You can. This is your business, right? And we have all the workouts for you. And then last but not least, nutrition. Try out 2B or UPF and actually stick to it. I know it's hard. We're all coming off of summer, but this is like the perfect time to get back to the basics, back to the routine, back to that nutrition plan and start talking about it, right? When we're eating good, it makes us feel good. And even pregnant, I like eat stuff that I'm like miserable, right? Why did I just eat like 10 Oreos when I'm like, I could be drinking Shakeology or something. So we are so quick to get people to sign up and buy these challenge packs, and we forget about ourselves. So remember, if you're not happy with your workout program, switch it up. It's okay. Mid-program, it's okay. And be honest about it. I wasn't feeling it. We have so many different programs to choose from. I'm going to do this instead. Or you know what? I have been super lackadaisical on my nutrition. I haven't been following anything. I just feel gross and sluggish and tired. I'm switching it up and I'm going to do this. And then relaunch what you're doing. Invite people to join you, right? We're all about inviting and getting people to do what you're doing, and they want to be a part of what you're doing because you're excited to do it. I'm like flying through. Okay, tip number 4. How is your circle of friends doing? Are you hanging out with people who want to grow and are inspiring, or are they negative? Are they sitting around miserable, talking about people? Are they in funks as well? It's okay to be in a funk. We're all in funks, right? Like our teams are in that funk, but are they sitting there and not doing anything about it? Or are you the one that's constantly having to be like, oh, you guys, let's stop talking about her. Or, oh, it's really not that bad. Oh, we're going to get, I know there's like all the, okay, but you have to wait a second. Oh, okay, hold on. Okay. That's not what I was saying. Just being negative. So I wrote, surround yourself by people who light your soul on fire, you guys, who are the kind of people that challenge themselves to evolve. It's okay. Okay, you have to wait a sec, Keeks. Okay. It's okay to be in a funk and it's okay to be negative, but if you're sitting there and you're never moving, you guys, it might be time to switch up your friends, right? Like it might be time to you be the person, you be the leader that's relighting everyone's fire and then just moving on. Hi, Keegs. I actually can't go anywhere with you, so you're gonna have to wait a second. Okay, tip number 5. Unplug and go fill your own cup. So I wrote, rather than scroll or even worse, sit and put your phone down and do something more productive. So that's where I think that our funk comes from. I know I used to do this, and sometimes I catch myself doing this too, is you're scrolling and comparing your life to other people, right? Oh my gosh, we started coaching at the same time and now she's a superstar diamond and I'm sitting at 2-star. Or, oh my gosh, we started like probably a couple months apart and look at her, she just hit 10-star and I'm still at diamond. Like we all do it. We're all guilty of it, right? That does nothing for you. That is not benefiting you, and it's just making you feel like crap. So my advice to you is, 1, stop comparing your life to people's highlight reels, right? Yeah. Like hi, come on, like we're all real here and raw. It's just gonna make you feel bad. Instead, I say unplug and go do something that makes you happy. So go to it now, happy hour with your girlfriends, go on a family outing, go walk by yourself, go get a massage, do something, you guys. But every day, if you find yourself sitting there scrolling and comparing, that's not helping you. That's not doing anything for you. So put your phone away, 20, 30 minutes, an hour, 2 hours a day, it doesn't matter. And get out there, you guys, and go take care of yourself and fill your cup and do what makes you happy. Right? Happy. You say happy? Happy. Okay. Tip number 6. Hi. Complete a task. So the bat tracker. Anyone out there? Don't you just feel better when you are checking off boxes? I know I do. I have my bat tracker printed out. It's in a plastic sheet of paper. Now we can do it digitally. It's up to you. But if you guys are completing these tasks, it brings a sense of accomplishment that often creates a chain reaction to then want to do other things. So let's say you wake up and you have invited people. Beautiful. Okay. You've checked the box off. Now you're kind of like, okay, I feel good. I'm going to go and add people today. Okay, that made me feel really good. Now I'm going to go follow up, right? So it's just kind of like a chain reaction. It doesn't even have to be coaching related all the time. It can be anything. Chores you've been putting off, household projects that you need to do, go complete stuff. And that's just going to kind of bring your energy and kind of lift you out of that like growth stage that we're in. Oh my gosh. Okay. Number 7, back to the basics. So I wrote, again, we're going to self-audit ourselves. Are you following the 4 vital behaviors? And I mean like really actually following them, or do you say you're following them? Are you telling yourself that you're going to invite people and never doing it? Are you going to do PD when you get around to it? Or are you actually checking off those boxes and actually doing the 4 vital behaviors that we as coaches have on a silver platter for us to follow, and that we pass along to our team, right? So I wrote, are you checking into your groups? You guys, that's huge. That is huge. When you start feeling yourself getting into that funk or that like, I don't know if I want to coach, or I don't know, today's not my month, you're no longer checking into your groups. I can guarantee it, right? So remember, if you want your challengers to do the things, you have to be doing them and set the standard. Are you inviting? Are you recruiting? I told you I wasn't. I got into a little recruiting slump where I just wasn't recruiting. And I fully admit that. Like, I'm like, oh, my team's not moving. Oh, but I haven't recruited anyone. Like, recognize what I'm not doing it. I'm not doing the things. I wrote, sometimes we feel stuck because we've actually stopped doing them. I think with coaching, we get so into that routine. It's just like breathing. Like we just do it. Like we don't even have to tell ourselves. We are just breathing, where I feel like coaching is that exact, especially if it's been like years. It's like every single day you're doing the same thing over and over and over, and almost to where it's like, did I do that? So actually sit down and make sure you are following the BAT tracker. You're doing the 4 vital behaviors. You're taking care of yourself. You're working out, nutrition, everything that we just talked about above. Because sometimes we think we do and we're not. So I want you to self-audit yourself and ask yourself, like, have I invited people today? If not, go back and do it. When was the last time I added 15 people to my social media? When was the last time I invited to the coach opportunity? I can guarantee you it's been a while, right? So I know that I have just found my fire thanks to this stuff, and I've been inviting and recruiting like a mad woman. So it's like helped, it's made me feel better, and I promise you guys this stuff works. Okay, tip number 8 is gratitude. So I wrote, this one is so important, you guys. When you're in the mindset of thinking of the things you're grateful for, your mind has a much harder time to worry about the things that you're not, like the things that are getting you down, the things that are making you in a bad mood. So I wrote, and I know a lot of you guys already do this actually. Try to write out 10 things you're grateful for every morning when you wake up. Because remember, you're not checking your phone anymore. You're waking up, and you can just even like list them out in your mind. Like, what am I grateful for today? And they can be anything. Again, this isn't just coaching. This is like life in general. What are you grateful for today? The fact that you're awake, the fact that you can move your body, the fact that you have beautiful children running around outside your house that are coming in every couple minutes. Like, that's all things that you can be grateful for. And I wrote, better yet, you can just list them out. If you're not grabbing your phone right away, just like list them out in your mind and then move on with your day, right? It's so much better to wake up and be thankful and have that gratitude than to wake up in a bad mood. So I promise you that is also a great way to start your morning. Or at night, how did your day go? What are you grateful for today? So end your night kind of, you can start your morning and end your night, challenging you to do that right before you go to bed and right as you wake up. Okay, tip number 9, I wrote, you have to keep showing up. I know it's hard. Being positive and choosing joy, you guys. You have to, if you want to make this work. So I said, you've heard 1,000 no's. People are ghosting you. Your coaches are canceling. Your coaches aren't working. Your team's not doing anything. You've spiraled backwards, right? You had these big goals. You haven't hit them. You just have to keep going. You have to keep going. The difference between you and someone that is in the same situation is they quit and you don't. Right? So you have to tell yourself that. I wrote, instead of dwelling and focusing on the things that you can control, it's your mindset. You can control this. So you can't control a coach that cancels tomorrow morning. You can't control your coach is not doing anything. You can't control people saying they're going to sign up for a challenge pack and not, but you can control your mindset. You can control how you keep going and moving forward. So I wrote, prove that you're powerful, and despite everything negative going on around you, do not let a setback be your stopping point. I'm challenging you, do not, right? It's hard. I get it. I'm there with you, right? I had really big goals this year. Granted, it's August, but still, keep going, because consistency over intensity every single time. So I want you to really focus on what can you control? Can you control people canceling? Absolutely not. Can you control how many people you bring on? Yes, right? Can you control people engaging in your groups? No. Can you control the content that you're putting out that might help them be more energetic and engaged? Yes. So these are all things that you have to remember. You can't control other people, but you can control yourself, and what you do with your business completely rides on you and how you choose to keep going. Number 10, PD keeps your mind right. So I just gave some ones that I have found recently. They might be old to you. I know, like Girl Wash Your Face is super old, but I just feel like sometimes her stuff is like, yeah, like girl power. So The Battlefield of Mind by Joyce Meyer. I wrote her book, Thoughts, is also really good. Mindset by Carol, You Are a Badass. We're really familiar with that one. Own Your Everyday. Atomic Habits, Girl Wash Your Face, Do Not Negotiate Your Mind. And then I wrote anything Trent Shelton. Like, anything Trent Shelton. He lights my soul on fire. If you have something different that you're reading right now that really helps you, drop it in the chat. These are just ones that I like know. Oh, 100 Days to Brave is also a really good one too. When I'm kind of like going through that, like, I just turn to these. So these ones help me, and I hope they help you. If not, find one that does, right? But I really like Trent Shelton just did one the other day. I sent it to like 3 of my coaches about competing with the clock or not having time on the clock. I can't remember what it was. And it was like really hit home. Like it was so good. It was like I was unloading the dishwasher in tears because I was like, oh my gosh, this is so good. So anything Trent Shelton, I just love him. And Rob Dial is extremely good too. They're all good, but these are some of mine. Okay. Tip number 11, I wrote, get crystal clear on what you want as we finish out the year. So we are like 2 weeks away from Q3, which blows my mind that we are almost like, we are halfway through the year. So I wrote, how do you want to remember 2021, right? That you ended the year in a funk, that you could have, should have, would have, wish you could have, right? Or no, you guys, I want you to get crystal clear on your goals. I want you to set the standards on what it looks like when you show up every single day. How can you show up for your team and family? And I said, it's so easy to stay in funks when you just don't have a clear destination. So if you're just waking up every day and just going through the motions and you're like, I don't know, like whatever, I hope I hit SC6 by August 31st, that'd be cool. You're not going to. Instead, I want you, and I'm going to challenge all of you right now. It doesn't matter if you started yesterday or if you have been coaching forever. You should know how many people you want to help a month. You should know how many business builders you want to bring on a month. Hi. Yes. Yep. You should know all of these things going into your month and your day and plan it out. Otherwise, you're just going to be doing the motions and you're not going to have any goals to work towards. So I really am going to challenge you guys to, instead of like, oh, that goal passed, or oh, I didn't help anyone this month, to really get crystal clear on that. Like, I'm going to help this many people by this day, and do not stop working. Do not stop inviting until you get there. Right. Okay. Tip number 12, I wrote consistency over intensity. I said, you don't become legendary by accident. You become legendary by pulling yourself out of the state you're in and creating habits in the midst of the struggle. Again, my boy Trent Shelton, this probably sounds familiar. I said, by leading and showing up even when it's inconvenient. So even if you're going through things, even if life just seems like a mess, you're still showing up because you have people following you. You have a team. You have people counting on you, your family, your friends, everyone, right? I said, you showing up daily lets people know they can count on you to show up even when it's hard. So be that example. If you're going through something super tough right now and you're still showing up, you're showing other people around you that they can do it too. So let them know that you're not going anywhere. Okay, tip number 13, I wrote, you are a badass. So when tough times show up, that's when leaders show up. This is the time where you can continue feeling off, letting the excuses win, or you can show your friends and family, your team, your followers, just what an incredible coach you are. I want you guys to write this on the mirror, that you are a freaking badass coach. You guys are here for a reason. You are, what did I wrote? And you're on a badass team, and don't ever forget that, because you are here for a reason. You wouldn't be on this call if you're not, right? Okay. With that said, I'm going to give you guys a second to process this, because my neighbor just asked me to move our car for a second. Hot mess. Okay, so you guys talk amongst yourselves and give me like 2 seconds to go over this, and I will be back in a hot second. Okay, back. Okay, so that is the end of it. That's all I have for you guys. I know my life right now, but do you guys have any questions? Do you guys have any comments, concerns, anything that you are going to start talking about, implementing? Maybe it's helped you. Maybe you guys have questions on that I can help you guys with before we end this call, because I kept it to 30 minutes and that was my goal. So unmute yourselves. I can't see all of you at all, but definitely let me know anything. I'm trying to read the chat with you guys. Let me see. 5-second rule. So you guys gave stuff. Okay, cool. Getting into a better routine. Yep. Oh, Pam. Yep. So yeah, you guys, I'm going to challenge you. You don't have to meet yourselves and talk about it. But a lot of you guys are talking about changing up your morning routine, which is awesome, and attracting your people. Yeah, you guys, just what can you just implement from this? And that's the thing. It's like we're all kind of coming back from like summer. That's the beauty of this business too, is I feel like a lot of us are in the same place right now at the same time. So if you can just like rally the troops and like get your friends to join you and get your team momentum back up and get that energy, it's hard. Like I get it's hard getting people to join you and see the things, but I promise you, and go back to this one where you're just showing up, show up every single day. I promise you, like I am 4 years in, I've gone through the lows. I have coaches on my team, coaches right now on my team that are going through the lows. All of them are still showing up though. And that's what sets you apart, is just keep going instead of quitting and, you know, letting yourself go backwards, because 2-3 months, a year from now, you guys are going to look back and be like, I'm so freaking thankful that I just kept going, because you are going to change so many lives. You are going to continue inspiring people. And we always think no one's watching. People are watching you, right? So show up when it's inconvenient, rearrange your schedule, get out of the funks, talk to people, read your books. But really, my biggest thing, I didn't put it on here, I should have tip number 14, lean into this community. That's like the one thing that has, like, my 4.5-year-old said it. Your team and your coaches didn't go anywhere, and your customers, she calls them. And I'm like, you're right. Lean into the people that are here, you guys. Like, talk about it. I'm not feeling this. Like, I've had a really bad month. Obviously, self-audit yourself and check yourself. Are you doing the things? But lean into those people and let them help you and fire you up, you guys. And we still have so much time left of the year. We have like 2 weeks till quarter 3, and then we have a whole quarter 4, and then that's it. Then 2021's over, which is nuts. But you can pull yourself out of this. You can get back to the basics. You can get back into a routine, and now is the time. So I hope that helps you guys. I'm going to stop recording. If anyone needs the